Prince Charles has coronavirus. Prince Charles has coronavirus and may have been contagious just 24 hours after last seeing his 93-year-old mother, the Queen, who is well but has been taking medical advice since her son fell ill, it was revealed today. The Prince of Wales, 71, tested positive yesterday and is in self-isolation at Balmoral Castle in Scotland with the Duchess of Cornwall, who is without any symptoms for the virus, which has killed 424 and infected 8,000 more in the UK so far. Charles is said to have mild symptoms that started over the weekend and has fallen ill after meeting coronavirus-stricken Prince Albert of Monaco, who tested positive 5 days ago after he sat opposite the Prince of Wales at a Water Aid event in London on March 10. A Clarence House spokesman said, "The Prince of Wales has tested positive for coronavirus. He has been displaying mild symptoms but otherwise remains in good health and has been working from home throughout the last few days as usual." The Duchess of Cornwall has also been tested but does not have the virus. In accordance with government and medical advice, the Prince and the Duchess are now self-isolating at home in Scotland. The spokesman said it was impossible to say where he caught it from because of the large number of public engagements he has carried out in recent weeks, but it will raise questions over whether he got it from Prince Albert and if he has spread it himself. The Prince of Wales was last at Buckingham Palace on March 12 for investitures, where he briefly saw the Queen, and his illness will raise fears for the health of elderly royals including his mother and Prince Philip, who are together at Windsor Castle. A royal source said Charles' doctor's most conservative estimate was that the prince was contagious on March 13 to 24 hours after he last saw his mother. A Buckingham Palace spokesman has said, "Her Majesty the Queen remains in good health." The Queen last saw the Prince of Wales briefly on the morning of March 12 and is following all the appropriate advice with regard to her welfare. Charles is understood not to have seen Prince Philip for many weeks, possibly during the Megxit crisis talks at Sandringham, where his 98-year-old father was based until he flew by helicopter to Windsor last Thursday. William and Kate are at Anmer Hall in Norfolk, while Harry and Meghan are back in Canada, after both couples saw Charles at the Commonwealth Service at Westminster on March 9. He also met with a string of celebrities at the Prince's Trust Awards 2020 in London, attended by Ant and Dec, Philip Schofield, Fern Cotton, Pierce Brosnan, Richard E. Grant, Rolling Stone star Ronnie Wood, X Factor star Fleur East, Dina Asher-Smith and Craig David. Charles was last seen with the Queen on March 9 at the Commonwealth Service at Westminster Abbey and saw her again on March 12 to 24 hours before his doctor claims he became contagious. Until he fell ill, the heir to the throne has been continuing to carry out public engagements despite the coronavirus crisis, but has avoided shaking hands, instead using a namaste gesture. Arriving at the Prince's Trust Awards a fortnight ago, Charles twice extended his hand to greet people before withdrawing it at the last minute in mock horror and greeting them with a bow and the Hindi greeting Namaste. Turning to Dame Martina Milburn, the Trust's chief executive, the Prince said, "It's just so hard to remember not to." At the Commonwealth Service at Westminster Abbey on Monday, no members of the royal family shook hands, with the Prince greeting people with namastes and the Duke of Sussex elbow bumping Craig David. But despite avoiding close contact with people, he has caught COVID-19, and it came days after a member of Buckingham Palace staff tested positive for coronavirus. The royal family appeared to have already prepared for the eventuality that one of them could be diagnosed with coronavirus, having been split up across Britain, away from London. The Queen is with Prince Philip at Windsor Castle, Prince William and Kate are at Anmer Hall in Norfolk, and Charles and Camilla are at Balmoral in Aberdeenshire. Charles's last public engagement was on March 12, but he did have a number of private meetings with Highgrove and Duchy individuals, all of whom have been made aware. They added that Charles has not seen the Queen since before March 13. A small number of people living and working at Burkle are remaining at the residence and self-isolating. The source said the Prince and the Duchess remained in good spirits, and the Prince was up and about and not bedridden. Medical advice is that it is unlikely to escalate into a more serious case. Charles has spoken to his sons the Duke of Cambridge and the Duke of Sussex, as well as the Queen. Charles had been displaying mild symptoms over the weekend before being tested on Monday. The heir to the throne's last public engagement was on March 12 when he attended a Mansion House dinner hosted by William Russell, Lord Mayor of the City of London, and George Brandis, the High Commissioner for Australia, in aid of the Australian bushfire relief and recovery effort. Sometime during the day the prince saw the Queen privately. He last saw the Queen at a public event on Monday, March 9, when senior royals including the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended the Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey. Charles, pictured with his family on March 9, is with his wife Camilla at Balmoral, where are senior members of the royal family staying during the coronavirus outbreak. As he removed his shoes to step into a Sikh temple in New Delhi, the 71-year-old's fingers and toes were considerably red and inflamed. But the heir to the throne dismissed any apparent discomfort, which may have been caused by the 9-hour flight to South Asia.